What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. So, it is April 7th, and we got zero trades yesterday because we got stuck in a range. Yay! No follow through. I know folks probably made money yesterday scalping. I'm not, I have no skill in that, so not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those big swings that will allow me to have two or so trades a week that will make me money eventually. Anyway, as always, let's take a look at the news. So we have some orange folder today that's going to occur in 3 minutes. And I don't know that that's going to really do much. No joke, when I woke up this morning, this daily candle was looking a lot more bullish, like big wick. All of this was green body. It was looking a lot more bullish. So I'm a little surprised to see it this way. So given that this is where we are, kitties are having a blast. Let me duplicate this guy. So let's take a look at this previous day's high as a potential area of interest, along with the equal highs above it on the daily candle. Swear to God, I don't know why they are meowing so much. And then, of course, previous day's lows at the base of this, but I have the base of the daily fair value gap to aim for, so I'm not going to bother to knock that out. Still very bullish. Again, same situation. We dipped into here, into this bullish fair value gap. This is probably a 4-hour fair value gap. We dipped into it and then rocketed out of it like a light. I was expecting to still see this type of candle here, but we have come back into the range. I assume with all of the war talk, ceasefire, not ceasefire, ceasefire, not ceasefire, the market doesn't really know what to do. So we're just kind of hanging about, which is not great. So I'm still bullish. So on the 4-hour, we can see that we've been just sort of going sideways and just hanging out in the upper portion of the daily fair value gap, which I love. My general preference is we're just hanging out inside of this 4-hour order block. And we've already swept the lows here. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get some sort of continuation trade, or maybe we'll stay in the range. I mean, it looks like we'll probably stay in the range, which is kind of sad. That means that London, this is 5 o'clock yesterday, 9, 1. I don't know if London got any kind of a decent setup. So far, the daily is overall bullish. The 4 hours overall bullish. The 1 hour is overall bullish, but as you can see it a lot clearer, the sideways action that we're kind of hanging about in. I like this. We're hanging out inside of this 1-hour fair value gap here. This candle saw a tap into it and a continuation up. And now we've dipped into it again, continuation up. We've come back down, failed to take the previous day's high. And now we've swept and now running up. News just came out. It was only orange folders, so I don't really expect a ton of movement. So I like that let's do that. So this is ugly. This was yesterday. It's very ugly. Seriously, very ugly. So by 5:30, we'd been running up quite aggressively. Swept a lot of that, then dropped aggressively, swept that again. It's in this range, it's a weird little shit show of I don't really even know what I want to see. I'm gonna have to dip back up to the 1 hour to even think about that. So what I would have preferred to see closer to New York Open is what's happening now, which is the big drop here. I love that they didn't take the high out here, which leaves it open and makes it an equal high scenario up here. I would prefer to see this sweep of liquidity and dip into this 1-hour fair value gap after 9:30 to give people a chance to get in. Well, people like me. So my general hope is that we kind of continue ranging and then we dip a little bit more, and then have an aggressive push back up, preferably with a wick like that. You see that lovely wick right here? That's very indicative of wanting to continue in that direction. Um, but of course, these things are really most important at like, areas of interest, like high time frame PD arrays, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's where it really matters. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, so for now we're in a range. I would love to see, they've already kind of swept the lows. The 1 hour range is from here to here for the moment. We could do a bigger drag if we wanted to, but a smaller range inside of here. So we're about midpoint of the range. So I'd like to see them drop down a little further and maybe dig into this bigger fair value gap here on the 1 hour and then start to like roll back up. I don't like that we're kind of hanging about inside of this daily fair value gap, but what can we do, right? So until we get out of this range, I'm still bullish. So I'm just going to be waiting for, since we've already swept the liquidity, maybe a continuation trade if they give me that on the lower time frame. So that would mean me looking at like the 5 minute. So like after the sweep right here, so we just had a nice 5 minute shift. If I were trading pre-market, then I'd wait for another fair value gap to form here. Not fair value, an order block, and preferably with a fair value gap to form here to take a long up in the hopes that they'd want to finally take out the previous day's high. No need to reach for that though. You could just go for these highs. And if you have multiple contracts, maybe take one off. Anyway, that's what I would do. And it's basically what I'm looking for. As as we get into New York Open, but I'd prefer for them to dig a little bit deeper into here and then take out, where is London lows in this? Okay, London lows, they took it out in that in that drop. And London highs, again, I really feel sorry for London. You guys get a rough patch. You guys really get a rough patch. It sucks. Anyway, so I prefer them to come back down. If we look at the 4 hour again, just dig this a little deeper into the order block here, and then let's see if we can't like get a reason to get up out of here and go long. But we'll see. I don't like the way the daily candle has adjusted itself into this inside candle. So might be we get an inside day, but just got to wait and see. That's why we have rules. That's why we have rules. All right. I'll be open to longs if we stay above the midpoint of this daily fair value gap. And we get some kind of decent sweep of liquidity before and very aggressive push up. All right. Be safe, be good. Shakira out.